Welcome to Tales of the Orishas, where we explore the rich culture and mystical stories surrounding these divine beings. Rooted in Yoruba tradition and echoed across the African diaspora, the Orishas represent powerful forces of nature, wisdom, and ancestral guidance. Each tale carries not only mythological wonder, but also deep moral teachings that reflect the values and struggles of the communities that honor them. Through storytelling, we reconnect with ancient knowledge, celebrate spiritual resilience, and keep alive a sacred heritage passed down through generations. Join us as we journey through realms where gods walk among mortals, and every lesson holds the power to transform. To understand the Orishas, we need to delve into the history of African spirituality, showcasing the evolution of their worship. Originating in the Yoruba religion of West Africa, the reverence for the Orishas spread across the globe through the transatlantic slave trade, adapting into various forms such as Santeria in Cuba, Candomblé in Brazil, and Vodou in Haiti. Despite colonial suppression and forced conversions, the worship of the Orishas endured, often blending with Catholic saints to preserve their essence in secret. This spiritual resilience reflects the strength and adaptability of African cultures in the face of adversity. By studying this journey, we not only uncover the sacred rituals and symbolism tied to each Orisha, but also honor the cultural identity and spiritual wisdom of the African diaspora. Let's meet some key Orishas. Ogun, the warrior of iron; Oshun, the goddess of love and fertility; and Yemoja, the mother of the sea. Ogun represents strength, technology, and perseverance. He forges paths and tools, both literal and symbolic, for progress and survival. Oshun embodies beauty, compassion, and sensuality, yet her power is often underestimated. She governs sweet waters and reminds us that love is both healing and transformative. Yemoja, the nurturing ocean mother, symbolizes creation, protection, and emotional depth, guiding her children through life's storms with fierce maternal strength. Each Orisha is not only a deity, but also a living force within nature and human experience, teaching us lessons through their myths, attributes, and sacred rhythms. Myths and stories play a pivotal role in understanding the Orishas, often revealing moral lessons and cultural values. These tales are rich with symbolism and are passed down orally through generations, serving as both spiritual instruction and cultural preservation. For example, stories of Shango teach us about justice, leadership, and the consequences of pride, while tales of Obatala emphasize humility, patience, and the importance of clarity in creation. Through these narratives, communities express their collective identity, confront human flaws, and celebrate virtues in a way that is both sacred and relatable. By engaging with these stories, we gain not only insight into the divine world of the Orishas, but also a deeper understanding of the human condition itself. The Orishas are deeply connected to nature, represented through various elements, animals, and plants they embody. Each Orisha governs specific natural forces, like fire, rivers, forests, and oceans, serving as guardians of the environment and channels of spiritual energy. For example, Shango is linked to thunder and lightning, symbolizing power and divine justice, while Oshun is associated with fresh rivers and honey, representing sweetness, love, and fertility. These connections are not merely symbolic. They reflect a holistic worldview in which nature, spirit, and humanity are intertwined. Honoring the Orishas often involves rituals and offerings that respect and nourish the earth, reinforcing the sacred balance between people and the natural world. Join me as we explore famous legends of the Orishas and the powerful moral lessons they impart. These timeless tales reveal the Orishas not just as distant deities, but as relatable figures who wrestle with choices, emotions, and responsibilities much like we do. From Oshun's struggle to be heard among male Orishas, teaching us about the value of feminine wisdom, to Ogun's retreat into isolation, which reminds us of the need for balance and community, each story holds a mirror to our own lives. As we journey through these myths, we uncover deep truths about justice, love, courage, and humility, values that still guide millions today. Let these ancient voices speak to you, inspire you, and awaken a connection to spirit, ancestry, and purpose. Today, the stories of the Orishas find new life in modern interpretations, enriching our culture. These ancient narratives are being reimagined in literature, film, music, visual art, and digital media, making their wisdom accessible to new generations across the globe. Contemporary creators weave Orisha mythology into graphic novels, fantasy series, and animation, often blending traditional elements with modern themes like social justice, identity, and resilience. This revival not only keeps the stories alive, but also empowers diasporic communities to reclaim and celebrate their spiritual heritage. By honoring the Orishas through modern expression, we continue the sacred tradition of storytelling while inspiring fresh connections to ancestral wisdom. Rituals and ceremonies are vital in honoring the Orishas, fostering community connection and spiritual guidance. These practices often involve drumming, dancing, chanting, offerings, and the invocation of specific Orishas through songs and sacred symbols, creating a vibrant, living dialogue between the spiritual and physical realms. Each ritual is carefully aligned with the Orisha being honored. For instance, Yemoja ceremonies may take place by the sea and include offerings of white flowers and blue beads, symbolizing her nurturing oceanic energy. Beyond individual devotion, these gatherings serve as communal affirmations of cultural identity, mutual support, and ancestral remembrance. They remind participants that spirituality is not a solitary path, but a shared journey rooted in tradition, reverence, and unity. The influence of Orishas extends to popular culture, inspiring music, art, and literature across the world. From Afrobeat rhythms that pay tribute to Shango's thunderous energy to paintings that depict Oshun's radiant beauty, their presence is felt in both subtle and powerful ways. Artists like Celia Cruz, Fela Kuti, and Beyoncé have drawn from Orisha symbolism and storytelling to infuse their work with spiritual depth and cultural pride. In literature, authors incorporate Orisha mythology to explore themes of identity, diaspora, and resistance, creating narratives that resonate across cultural boundaries. This global embrace not only amplifies the visibility of African spiritual traditions, but also bridges ancient wisdom with contemporary creativity, fostering deeper cross-cultural understanding. As we conclude, we reflect on the enduring legacy of the Orishas, which continue to guide and inspire us in contemporary society. Their stories, rooted in ancient wisdom, still offer valuable lessons on justice, love, courage, and balance, principles that remain deeply relevant in today's world. Whether through rituals, art, or daily devotion, the Orishas serve as spiritual anchors, connecting us to our ancestors, the natural world, and our inner power. Their legacy lives on not only in sacred traditions, but also in the resilience, creativity, and cultural pride of the African diaspora. Brought to you by Orisha Oasis TV, where ancient voices rise and sacred stories never fade.